Hey plant fam! Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jacqueline. This is part of my jungle, and if you're not new here, thank you for coming back. I appreciate you guys so very much for being here. So today I have for you my top 5 favorite plants in the month of March. I know it's already April. I am late. I'm aware. I have been struggling to find time to sit down and film proper for you guys that isn't like a vlog. So here we are, and I've got 5 plants that I'm excited to show you, and hopefully you like seeing them. So the first 2 on my list that I'm gonna cover today are some of my Monstera, and I tried so hard not to put these on the list because I feel like I always put the same plants on the list, and I also tried really hard not to just put all new plants on the list. You guys know that. So these are 2 plants that I've had for a while and that have recently put out new leaves for me that I am obsessed with. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you've probably already seen them because I have posted them. So the first one, in no particular order, on my list today is my Monstera Ora, or one of my Monstera Oras. I'm pretty sure that this one comes from Bee Leaf Tropicals. It's been in moss since I got it, so it definitely needs to be repotted soon, but I'm kind of waiting until after the move to repot things just because I don't want to stress my plants out and then stress them out again in a few weeks. So this is the older leaf. One of the reasons why I bought this plant is because clearly this was a half moon, and I like half moons. I like big chunky sectoral variegation on my plants. Who doesn't? So I snagged this one, and it was definitely a bit of a rehab plant. It had another leaf coming off of right here. I'm pretty sure this was grown from a cutting, and ooh, this aerial root has been growing. I guess to get back in the moss. Let that root up. It's got another aerial root coming, but look at these 2 new leaves that came out. It gave me this one first, which is just perfectly half mooned with this beautiful green marbling over here, and then another literal perfect even split down the middle half moon here, but this one has a little bit of yellow over the green, so they're kind of opposites, and I just love it. I absolutely love an Ora. I love the yellow and green together. You can tell that this one's still a little bit newer. It hasn't gone as greeny yellow. They kind of get more green as they age, but I'm absolutely obsessed with all of my Monstera, my variegated Monstera, to be completely honest with you. But lately this has been my favorite Ora in my collection, obviously because of these 2 newer leaves that it's given me since I snagged it. Like I said, I snagged it as just kind of an aesthetically not very pleasing cutting, but I knew that it had tons of potential. So that is why this one is number 1 on my list today. And number 2 is kind of for the same reason. So this was the Tycon that if you guys remember, got at Shakespeare's Garden in Brookfield, Connecticut. It's one of the most beautiful greenhouses in Connecticut, in my opinion. It's literally an oasis. You forget that you're in Connecticut. You can go in the middle of the winter and forget that it's the winter. So I saw this one and I really liked it, but I didn't get it. It had these leaves on it, and the reason why I liked them is because it has this stripe going down the middle, and it had it consistently on every leaf, even this little baby one down here. So I was like, that's really interesting. I just don't see that very often. I drove all the way back. It's a little over 45 minutes from where I am here in Hartford to snag this plant, and I am so glad that I did because it gave me this leaf, and then recently it gave me this one. So it's just so gorgeous. This one did get a little crispy. I've been so hectic that I've been a little bit inconsistent with my watering, so it did get a little bit brown over there. It is kind of expected that this leaf won't last forever, but I do pump these with silica and all of the other good things. If you guys are interested in that, I do have videos. I can link them up here, I think over here, about silica if you're interested in that, and I can also link everything that I put in my water, like fertilizer wise and nutrient wise, and why I use it if you're interested in that. So I'm not mad about these new leaves. They didn't have half moons when I bought them, but I knew that it had the potential for some really striking variegation. And if you look at the backs of the petioles here, you can see they just like split right down the middle. Oh, and it's so good. It's so good. I absolutely love this plant. So this is my favorite Tycon. I also have an Albo that's been throwing super duper white leaves for me, but I didn't want this to just be a Monstera favorites. But I do have like my favorites out of each type, because I do have multiples of each one, because I love Monstera, and hopefully these will get really big and beautiful one day, and I can take cuttings and share all of the awesome genetics of this plant. So okay, so number 3 on my list is a really weird philodendron that's actually kind of hard to pick up on camera because it's so skeleton-y, and this is the philodendron polypodioides, I'm pretty sure is how you're supposed to say it. And I've had this one from Jax's Jungle for a while now, but it's given me some new leaves recently. Like, look at this. The way they come out is kind of like similar to the tortum, but this one is even skinnier than the tortum. And I know it's probably not everybody's cup of tea, and that's totally fine. Everybody has different taste when it comes to plants that they like, but I just love these very like weird skeleton-y looking type of leaves. That's why I love my tortum. I love this one. I also have the Philodendron elegans, which is just kind of like a thicker version of this type of leaf, and I very much look forward to this plant getting big and bushy and weird. So I wanted to put it on the list today because I feel like it's one that some of you might have not seen, because I did unbox it kind of in the middle of like a vlog. It wasn't its own unboxing video, and I'm not sure if I've ever really properly shown it to you outside of a more vlog style video. So if you haven't seen it before, this is the Philodendron polypodioides, and it's weird. It's not very common. It doesn't seem to be very popular either, but I love it. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this plant. I'm not going to be offended if you don't like it. I love it. I think it's so weird, and I can't wait for it to get really big. I have no idea what the growth pattern is going to look like on it, but eventually I'll probably propagate it, because it was a butt cut, it looks like, or some sort of mid cut that was rooted. So polypodioides is number 3. Okay, so number 4 is the last aroid on the list today, and let me tell you, I wanted to put so many Antherium on the list because you guys know, if you pay attention, that I've definitely been going through my Antherium era, and I am loving it. So I really just wanted to pick one, and I didn't want to pick like a super new one, and I wanted to pick one that was like decently enough size that you could see how beautiful it was. So this one I did unbox a while back from Ginger's greenhouse, and it is the Antherium Pap Woo 6 crossed with Ace of Spades dark form. The bottom of this leaf got torn off a little bit, but this is the newest leaf out, and it's just so dark, you guys. So again, this is the Papalaminam, I don't know how you're supposed to say it, Pap Woo 6, which means it's from Woohoo Tropicals. They've crossed it, I don't know, the 6th generation of how many times they've crossed it. I genuinely don't know exactly how that works, but That is what this one is called. It is one of the darker paps that they have for sure. And then crossed with the Ace of Spades dark form. Just gives this plant so much darkness, and you can see, you can just see both parents in there a little bit, and it's just two of my favorites in one. So obviously I had to get this hybrid, and I am obsessed with it. I just watered it, and it's like literally peeing down my arm, but absolutely just so dark and so good. So I'm really excited to watch this one grow, and she was not cheap. But I have so many Antherium babies that are gonna grow into really dark, beautiful plants. It's just hard to tell right now. This is definitely like the darkest one that I have in my collection, that you can actually see what the mature leaves are going to look like. So that is why this one is number 4 on my list, even though I have gotten lots of gorgeous Antherium lately. A lot of them are seedlings, and they all kind of look the same right now until they get bigger and you start to see their character. So number 4 is this Woo 6 crossed with Ace of Spades. Okay, so number 5, last but definitely not least. Like I said, these are not in any particular order. Obviously I had to put a Hoya on the list because as much as I love Antherium and Monstera, I'm always still gonna love Hoya more than anything. And I recently did get a couple that I have killed in the past, and one in particular just really has my heart right now, and I had to put it on the list. I just watered it and took it down and was like, oh girl, you're so pretty. It is the Hoya Husqvarna inner variegated, and I've had this one hanging out in one of my west facing windows. Look at the new leaves coming in so pink, and then some of them are even getting a little bit stressed from the sun. She's got new growth. She's doing so well, you guys. So I had to show you. Look at the cute little pink leaves coming in on her. Ah, I love it. She's so stinking cute, and there was no way I was gonna not show you this plant. I know I said these aren't in any particular order, but now that I see her in the frame compared to the rest of the plants, kind of saved the best for last on this one. So let me know in the comments below what your favorite out of these 5 were. I have a feeling most of you are probably gonna pick this one or maybe one of the Monstera, but I love them all. What can I say? Let me know what some of your favorites are that you may have gotten in the month of March. I know it's spring now, so we're all in the spirit of wanting to buy new plants, and I love it. So it is spring, even though the weather's been kind of nasty here. And everything is just like popping off. I've got blooms, growth, and I can't wait to show you everything. I am gonna do a houseplant tour of everything in this space before we move, and then I'm gonna do another proper tour of everything once we have it set up in the new place. So stay tuned for all of that. I'm gonna be doing tons of moving vlogs, setting up the plant room vlogs, things like that. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of that. Also, Plant Story, you guys, is no longer called Plant Story. They changed their name to Palm Street. So it's gonna take me a little while to get used to that, but definitely make sure that you download the app. It is still currently called Plant Story. The change doesn't take effect until I think April 14th. So just keep that in mind. It's a little bit confusing right now as they transition, but I am live over there once a week. I do live sales. I do just like live hangouts. We're doing how to get your Hoya to bloom next week on Wax Plant Wednesday. So make sure that you download the app and that you follow me over there as well, and that you don't miss out on that. It's such an amazing community of people over there. It is not just buying and selling houseplants. There's also crystals, pottery, all the different things. The people on there are just, they're really great, and it's a really nice environment, and I love it. I'm pretty much on there all day, so if you want to chat with me, that's probably where I'm gonna be. So I love you guys so very much. I'm gonna go. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, you should definitely give it a thumbs up. Like I said, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything from me. There's a join button if you want to be part of the official plant fam. I do have a members only video coming for you guys on Monday where I'm going to show you some sneak peeks of the new plant room and just kind of chat about where everything is right now in life. And if not, there's a super thanks button if you want to super thanks me. I love you guys so very much. If you watched this whole entire video, babe, I need an emoji.
Smiley face.
A smiley face. That's so cliche. I like the one with the tongue sticking out.
That's okay. The one with the tongue sticking out.
If you watch this whole entire video, David says leave a smiley face emoji in the comments below. And I love you guys so very much. I hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are out there in the world. Don't forget to spread kindness. Don't forget to drink your water. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.